Hey guys, this is Camper15 and I'm back at it with another review for you guys. And this is another One Piece episode review, or anime episode review for you guys. And man, this one arc is heating up. Can I just say this? That animation at the end with Zoro was god tier. That was god tier. And I can't wait to see who um apparently, I can't wait to see wait for next week's episode because one, next week we're gonna get a brand new opening for the anime. Hopefully, in terms of what anime people have been saying and the One Piece community has been saying, hopefully the opening doesn't spoil a lot, like I guess Over the Top does. As well as I can't wait to see, I guess, who the mystery behind Komurasaki really is. But anyways, we're here to talk about One Piece episode 934. Um, and yeah, so anyways, the episode starts off with the Zoro Kamazo fight continuing, and they're just going back and forth, and then it kind of switches over to what Luffy's doing. And Luffy, he asks Queen, like, yo, Queen, I want to fight somebody stronger. Don't you got these strong people? And then you have, the Scorpion guy who's like, oh, you hear this guy talking all this crap. Let me at him and stuff like that. But then, you know, Queen's like, oh, well, why don't you fight this guy? And he goes up against this bear gifter called Bear Man, whose powers is obviously a bear smile devil fruit user. He essentially looks like a big puffy care bear, a big puffy stuffed animal. That's what I saw. He's green and everything. So yeah, he had a pretty interesting voice too, and stuff like that. But we do see that there's like a guy within this bear suit, which okay. So Luffy goes in for punches, and his regular punches with no haki doesn't work against him. It's not affecting him. But then all of a sudden he does haki and he wins. Now, in the meantime, when he's doing haki, um, we see this reddish aura start to go around his fist, and it's pretty interesting. So is his armament hockey like starting to develop further? He did the little aura thing showed up when he punched the bear, but it seemed like it had like no all exterior effect. And then before we see the last of him this week, um, you just see the fist, him holding his fist with the aura around him. A lot of aura effect. If anything, can I just say this? In the entire one arc, they have been using this aura thing like it's Dragon Ball Z. Like they've been just using aura. Zoro has this aura moment, so yeah. So, anyways, we come back to the little mink camp, hideout camp, and Kinemon tells Dogstorm that apparently Oroshi's people in the Flower Capital know about the symbol on the paper, and and we see allies with the crescent moons on their ankles are getting arrested from this and stuff like that, and their allies are diminishing. And Kinemon's like, who would leak something out like that, or how would they find out, and stuff like that. So yeah, it then cuts to what Kirishiro is doing with the stuff like that. And the thing is, there are people like at the little, I guess you can say little prostitute area, obviously, and you know, Kirishiro just chilling there while one of his attendants is like, "Yo, I think because we might have to hold the funeral back to like tomorrow because apparently there's a lot of people here and things are gonna get hectic and stuff like that." Now Kirishiro, he actually tells like, "Huh, Orochi's pretty upset that Komurasaki is dead." Well, and the fact that apparently there's going to be a raid on Onigashima as well. So yeah, so Kirishiro knows about the raid too because he has one of the sheets. Like I said last week, only manga people know who leaked this information. And I know who the leaker is since I did a little skim of the last couple of chapters, but I'm not looking at any more One Piece manga chapters anymore. I'm gonna strictly be stuck in the anime. But yeah, it is interesting. It is interesting. So, but in the comment section, who do you think the leaker of this plot is? Because definitely it definitely has to be someone within this alliance that is leaking this information. I don't know what that was, but it cuts to Orochi, and you know, Orochi is crying and he's upset that Komurasaki is dead. So his little people are like behind him and saying like, "Man, Lord Orochi has not come out, and he hasn't got over, you know, Komurasaki's death." So we kind of get the revelations of somewhat of what the paper means, and essentially the message on the paper in terms of the writing is on how those they translated is the message is fire is for the fire festival. The two birds indicate twilight, and then the two Habu snakes means that the rendezvous point is at Habu Port on Onigashima. And it essentially they saying, well, it seems like there's gonna be a raid on Onigashima. So yeah. Um then it cuts back to what, Orochi's doing, and he's just in tears. He's crying. He's like, people are like, Komurasaki, why? And then all of a sudden he gets super pissed, and obviously he looks like he's transformed into his nine-headed, eight-headed cerebrus type of looking thing, snake type of thing, and stuff like that. Now it cuts to what's going on in the little rundown town. I forgot what the town was called, but Law and Shinobu are in a fight. Sanji's trying to break it up. Yuri actually comes by. Actually, earlier he sees the sheet on just the floor, and he goes back. He has these like nice little, I guess, these little food pieces to these kids. He overhears them um, talking, and they're in an argument. And essentially, Law wants to save his crew, but Shinobu's like, no, if you do that, you might as well, you're going to get yourself caught. You're walking into a trap. And Law's like, well, they're my crew. I can't just abandon them and stuff like that. And essentially, they get into a whole argument, and, Shinobu's thinking, well, maybe your crew, since they got captured, leaked the information out because it only makes sense that they would tell for their possibly their lives or something like that. And Law's like, you think they would do that? There's no way they would do that. My crew's better than that. Beppo and the others would never do that. No, and then Shinobu's like, well, regardless of the fact, since they got captured, you might as well just kill them, or they might as well kill themselves, because, stuff like that. But Law's like, what the? He's like, they would. I was like, why would I do that? And then essentially Shinobu starts crying, and she goes on the whole thing of saying, like, look, it's been 2 decades. We've been planning this whole plan, and 2 decades we need to fulfill Odin's will. And, if we fail now, it's over. All that planning, it was for nothing. And obviously, I can understand her frustrations. She wants to save Wano. She wants to liberate Wano from Orochi and Kaido's will. And they have been planning for a very long time. And, she wants to see freedom in Wano. So I guess I can't blame her. But Kanjuro eventually calms her down and stuff like that. And he kind of says, listen, Shinobu, listen, I know what you're feeling. I feel it too. I'm angry as well. But you know, we can't do this without their help. We can't do this without the pirates' help because these are very special individuals. Without them, we wouldn't even would have gotten this far. You know. And he says, "Listen, whatever happens, we need to take our time with this and trust them." Now Yuri he comes on in. Nami's like, "What the?" Or what we find out. Well, when we actually see Sanji, and Sanji has the whole beat up looking face with just bulges around his eye. We find out that Nami obviously more than likely punched him for being a peeping tom, and stuff like that. Because even Rengo's like, "Dude, bro, how did you get hit so much?" And then Sanji's like, "I didn't see anything." But we all know he saw Nami naked, and that was probably the best moment of his entire life. His life is made, so yeah, he can die happy now. But definitely Nami hit him. Like I said, Yuri walks in, and Nami's like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 who are you?" Now I don't know why he just didn't say like, "Oh, I'm friends with Zoro Juro," or why Usopp or Frankie didn't say, "Oh, he met Zoro." Um, so he's an ally now. What I found funny is like Nami was about to threaten him, and he's like, "Oh my!" You are very beautiful. You are like a goddess. And Nami's like, oh, really? You think so? You might as well come in. And and Usopp's like, are you serious, Nami? Really? I'm like, what can you say? That's your typical shonen protagonist in terms of the girl, who is pretty hot and she sucks it all in. Um, he goes on to Yuri goes on to talk about the whole fact about, hey, I saw this sheet. So you're Shinobu and you're Kanjuro. So it seems like you're planning a raid on this Onigashima. When is the raid starting? And that's when we cut off, and that's when that kind of ends off. We cut back to the Zoro fight, and Zoro and Kamazo, they're just dueling. In the meantime, we see Gukimaria just waiting into the scene. And then there's this one part where, Zoro's holding um, Kamazo in place, and then Mara attacks Zoro. And because this attack leads to a distraction, it makes Kamazo actually get the upper hand, stab Zoro essentially in, I believe what was his left arm, no, his right arm, and obviously with a scythe, he's trying to obviously like pull in and probably just rip that arm off to shreds. But it looks like Kamazo thinks Zoro's lost, but Zoro's like, he's like, well, that's what I wanted. And the thing is about Kamazo, he's like, it's not coming out. The site's not coming out. So he backs off. Kamazo backs off. Zoro actually takes the scythe out of his arm. He puts the scythe in his mouth, and this is when he's like, I guess this will do. So then he sets up his things, and this is when we get this freaking the thumbnail has his aura looking too, and this is when we get the thing. Zoro essentially beats Kamazo, and he uses his scythe to do it. So what he does is he puts the scythe in his mouth, and he's like, three sword style, purgatory onigiri, and he slices him in. He just slices him. Komurasaki. I'm just gonna say Komurasaki because that's definitely Komurasaki. It's like literally, if you don't know that, if you literally can't tell that's Komurasaki, it's the same exact hair, bro. But I'll just say, in terms of purposes of what we know, the mysterious hooded girl figure, she's in utter shock. Gukamara is in utter shock at what Zoro's feat is. Like, the hooded woman, Komurasaki, whatever you want to call her, she mentions, like, he's so strong. So, that looks like it's gonna have times for next week's episode. So, essentially, that ends. The fight ends, and Gukamara, he picks up Kamazo's other remaining scythe, and he just walks off. And I'm like, you're not Zoro, you're not gonna get your sword back or anything. But it looks like Zoro's gonna try to fight him. He's hungry. You see the hungries, they're like, and then all of a sudden Zoro passes out due to exhaustion, and then Komurasaki, our hooded figure, whatever you want to call her, she runs up to Zoro and she's like, Samurai Son, Samurai Son, Samurai Son, and then you get the to be continued scene. And again, if you didn't watch my SAO review earlier today, I did make a mention at the start of that video of how many cliffhangers this week I got in anime. So One Piece is now added to that. So that's 5 cliffhangers in 1 week for all my animes I watched. If you wanted to know, ReZero left me on a cliffhanger. If you watch ReZero, Food Wars leaves you on a cliffhanger with what you see at the last part of the episode. Rent a Girlfriend leaves you on a cliffhanger. SAO today leaves you on a cliffhanger. Now One Piece leaves you on a cliffhanger with this. So yeah. The episode was good. The animation for the Zoro fight was crazy. That aura on Zoro when he did the Purgatory Onigiri, my goodness, that was phenomenal. The animation this arc, man, for the one arc has been, if not the best animation we've seen in One Piece as a whole. It might be the best animation we've seen this entire series, especially when they want to put in the animation budget with them, their best animators. So yeah. Also, can I just say this? Based on the next episode preview scene, why am I shipping? Obviously, like I said, it's Komurasaki, but why am I shipping Komurasaki and Zoro? They look like a nice pairing. And also, I'm getting on the Komurasaki bandwagon too. She is pretty hot. Anyways, I digress. I digress. Anyways, next week's episode seems like we're gonna get the revelation of who Komurasaki really is, and Zoro's gonna find out some past things pertaining to Wano. It is gonna be interesting. I think they do, and then Luffy looks like he's going up against Llama Man, who was spitting on him early a few episodes ago. So our Llama Man, or well, what is it? What's that? What's the other? What's the cousin of the llama? Um, I forgot that animal. But yeah, that's what it seems like next week's gonna be getting. So yeah, and I can't wait to see. So other than that, guys, I like this video. Um, like this video. Put in the comment section what are your thoughts about this episode, as well as if you're an anime only, who do you think of the mystery of what's the mystery of Komurasaki is gonna be that she's gonna tell Zoro? Again, if you're a manga reader for One Piece, please do not put spoilers in the comment section. Since one, most people who check out this video are probably gonna be anime onlys, as well as the fact that I'm an anime only, and I don't want to get ripped. Now, I know what's currently going on in the manga right now, but I don't know what leads up to that point. So the middle part, the entire part of Act 2, I have no idea what's going on. So please do not spoil the rest of Act 2. But, so yeah. But other than that, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I'll catch you guys on the next video. So till then, guys, hopefully you guys are staying safe. Peace.